Let's talk about something I'm sure we've all felt. We've got these incredibly powerful AI tools, right? But getting them to give us truly useful, specific answers can sometimes feel like trying to crack a secret code. So, today, we're going to crack that code. We're diving into the art of the ask.
You know the feeling, right? You ask your AI a question, you're all excited, and the answer you get back is just so generic. It feels like it was ripped straight from a dusty old textbook. You know the good stuff is in there, but you just can't seem to get to it. Well, guess what? You are not alone. And it turns out the key isn't really in the AI itself. It's all in how we ask. And this brings us to what we can call the prompting problem. It's amazing that these AIs are trained on pretty much the entire internet, all that knowledge. But that infinite knowledge on its own just isn't enough. The quality of the answer you get is almost always directly tied to the quality of the question you ask.
Okay, so let's get on the same page with the lingo. Every single time you type something into that little chat box and hit enter, you are creating a prompt. That's all it is. It's the instruction, the question, the thing that kicks this whole incredible process off. It's the starting line for everything.
And this is where things get kind of paradoxical. The AI's biggest strength, this ridiculously huge pool of knowledge, is also its biggest weakness. See, if you give it a vague instruction, it has to guess what you mean from a literal sea of possibilities. And when it has to guess, it's just going to play it safe and give you the most common, most generic answer it can find.
Just look at this example. It's night and day. On the left, a pretty vague prompt. I'm a project manager, help me plan my project. The result you'd get is, fine. But look at the right. This prompt adds your role, the specific phase you're in, and the exact problem you're facing. And boom, the result is a targeted, actionable list you can actually put to work. That's the difference we're talking about. All right, so how do we get from that vague prompt to the specific one? How do we take control of the conversation? Well, it's not magic, it's a skill you can learn. Let's walk through 4 simple guidelines that will immediately level up your prompts.
Before we get into the steps, I want you to burn this quote into your brain. This is the perfect way to think about it. Imagine the AI is a brilliant, super fast intern who has access to all the information in the world, but has zero context about you, your job, your project, or what you actually need. You have to guide it. You have to be the manager.
So here are the 4 big steps. Number 1, diverge, then converge. This just means you start broad, ask for 10 ideas for a new podcast, and then you converge. You narrow in by saying, okay, those are great, now expand on idea number 3. Number 2 is providing rich context. 3, give it clear examples of what you want the output to look like. And 4, remember to make it a conversation. The first answer is just a starting point. Talk to it, refine it, tell it what to change.
So what do I even mean by rich context? Well, think about it like this. You wouldn't just walk up to a coworker and say, help me with this report, without giving them some background, right? You tell them your role, a little about the project, and what you're going to use the report for. Is it a casual email or a formal presentation? Give the AI all those details. It helps it filter out all the noise and focus on exactly what you need.
So if you remember one thing from this section, make it this. The granularity of your input is directly proportional to the utility of the output. I know, that sounds a little academic, but all it means is this. The more detail and effort you put in, the more value and utility you get out. It's really that simple.
Okay, so far, we've been talking all about what we can do as users. But that's only half the story. Companies are starting to realize just how critical good prompts are, and it's actually created a whole new job, the prompt engineer. These are the folks shaping the AI conversation from behind the scenes.
So what on earth is a prompt engineer? Well, think of them as a specialist who trains the AI for very specific industries. They work behind the scenes to teach the model all the unique language, the nuances, and the common questions you'd find in a field like, say, finance or medicine. They're basically preloading the AI with expert-level context before you even type a single word.
Here's how it works in the real world. A wealth manager types in a simple request, summarize this annual report, but the system, because it's been fine-tuned by a prompt engineer, automatically translates that into a much more detailed request. It knows the specific metrics a wealth manager actually cares about. So the user gets a much better answer without having to be a prompting expert themselves. Pretty cool, right?
And the whole point of doing this really boils down to 2 huge things. First, it just calibrates the entire system so that everyone gets better, more relevant answers. And second, it makes the AI safer by steering it away from making stuff up, what people call hallucinating, and it helps reduce biases in its responses.
So what does this all mean for the future of how we work with these tools? Well, it really points toward a new kind of partnership. It's not just about us getting better at asking, and it's not just about the system getting better at answering.
It's about both of those things happening at the exact same time.
The real sweet spot, the most productive way to use AI, is this powerful combination. You've got users who are trained and skilled at asking good, specific questions, and they're interacting with an AI that's been expertly fine-tuned by engineers to already understand their world. That's the partnership that's going to unlock some serious productivity.
And all of this leaves us with a really big, fascinating question to think about. In a world where all of human knowledge is becoming instantly accessible, is the most critical skill of the future no longer what you know, but how well you ask? Is the art of the ask really becoming the most important human skill of all?